Hey everybody, here's a bag of sterling silver jewelry that I've made for Golgotha Reborn, which will be available, I love doing that. Anyway, it's going to be available on the 28th through the 30th at George Fund Gallery here in Fredericton, and then anything else that's left over I will be uploading to my website, golgothareborn.com. There's about $6,170 of merchandise here that I've got all priced and skewed, so let's go through it. First things first are these sterling silver buttons. Here they are. They're just like kind of a pin you can put on your shirt, on your bag, or use it as a tie pin, that kind of thing. I've used it on my hat. I've got two on my hat here holding the little rope to the hat. That's pretty cool. So I have three of those that I've made. Next are the earrings. So I took the buttons as well and I put earring backs on it. The difference between that and the tie pin is that it's a much smaller stud and it's all silver, where the pins on the tie pin thing are nickel pins on a silver button. This is fully sterling silver. Even the backing for the back of your ear, that's sterling silver, beautifully oxidized. I'm gonna be selling these. I've got two pairs that are the plain ones, and I have two pairs that are of these button earrings where I put thread through the buttonholes, so they have this beautiful red thread. It pops really nicely. I love both pairs, but I really like the red thread pair. I might even do it on the buttons on my hat to add the red thread. I haven't done that. We're gonna continue on with button themed jewelry, and then I'm gonna move into my other collections. But my main collection that I'm dropping is this button themed collection. So I wanna go through that first. The next thing I did were these rings. Here, this is the ring. It's a leather band, which I used by recycling a leather jacket that I thrifted and cut it up and everything. So the leather itself is sustainably sourced. And then here is what the ring looks like, a sterling silver button, of course. And it's actually like, it's sewn on and then just uses the buttonhole. So it opens up just like this, which means that if you're someone who has really big knuckles, which happens, and rings don't really work for you because of that, because you need a larger ring to get over your knuckle, but then it's loose on your finger. This is perfect because you can wrap it around the part of your finger that you want it to sit on and it'll sit nice and snug. So it's really nice from an accessibility standpoint, as well as just looks really cool and chic. And I've made two of them, so that's the second one in slightly different sizes. After that, I'm gonna go to my bracelets. I'm very excited about these. I've done two button themed bracelets that are similar in concept to the rings, but they're at two different price points. This one has 3 buttons sewn onto it, and then the rest is just normal. So this one is barely above $100. I don't remember all the prices off the top of my head. They're all written down on my phone, which I'm using to record this. So you have to check on the website for prices or message me if you're interested in something specific and I'll get back to you. But this one's just barely above $100 for the 3 button one. And then here's our big boy. This here is a 9 button bracelet. So it's a little more expensive because it's triple the amount of buttons as the previous bracelet. This one's just over $300. The rings, they open up. So if you're someone who has a smaller wrist where this one doesn't fit, you can close it on any one of the buttons. So buy it for your little punk child and put it on their wrist like that with all this hanging off. And then as they grow and the wrist gets larger, it can expand with them. Isn't that beautiful? So I love this bracelet. If this one sells, I'm making myself another one. I don't have doubles right now, but I will make myself another one because I really like it. And that's the hardest thing about making cool stuff, is the fact that you have to sell it all if you want to keep eating and making more stuff in the future. All right, now one of the more unique things in the collection are these button packets. So as you can see on my shirt, these are the same sterling silver buttons on this Henley that I've used to make all the jewelry that I've previously shown you. And I will be selling packs of 5 of these. It's just like the buttons are just sewn onto the piece of paper. So I originally made this Golgotha Reborn piece of paper for this, and I decided to use it for all of my jewelry because it's just, once you have it, it's really cool as a backing. But packs of 5 buttons just are on my shirt, so you can upcycle any or use it like for decor, sew it onto any of your garments. Buy 2 packs of them, and that's enough buttons to do a dress shirt. So I've got 2 packs of these bad boys available for sale. And then I've done one necklace. This one's pretty cool. It's a much larger button than any of the others. This pendant is pretty significantly large, and I put a hole through the top and made it a pendant. But in theory, if you wanted to, I could cut that off, and it could just be like a large button for the blazer. It's kind of a jacket-sized button, but it's just on this ribbon, which you can tie around your neck. You can tie it looser, of course, as well, but looks nice like a choker. Very gothic and chic. little button necklace pendant. Super cute. And it's on this ribbon that's a thicker ribbon, has some heft to it, and then I sewed it shut along the top, so it has a little bit of a red detail, but nothing much, just like a tiny pop of red. Here's my last button themed piece of jewelry that I made. There's only one of these, but when I was making the buttons to my leather jacket with the little turquoise settings, I needed 10 buttons for that jacket, and I made 11, and the 11th here I turned into a pendant. So look at this beautiful pendant on a nice chain, gorgeous with a piece of turquoise set in the middle. I still have some more stones. I'm planning to make more, but right now there's only one of these, and who knows when I'll have actually the time to make another batch. So a beautiful necklace here, catch it, carve it, and you'll have one pendant that matches the jacket. That's everything button themed, but there's still plenty more jewelry to go through because I've been busy. First, I wanna talk about these hoop earrings I made for myself. I made them just on a whim one day when I was messing around in the studio and got a very positive reaction to them online. So I decided I'd make a few more and see if they actually sell as an experiment. But here are the hoop earrings. It's a square wire that I've hammered to give it texture and curved into this beautiful hoop. With this, it's got my classic weathering, looks like a lived-in piece. In my opinion, silver looks best oxidized. I think that's in its most natural state. It has a Margiela-esque quality to it. So these earrings, I remember the price of these off the top of my head. They'll be $80 for a pair of these. Sterling silver hoop earrings. Not super heavy, but a little bit heavy. Kind of a thick wire, but still very much. I wear these all throughout the day. I even sleep in them some nights, and it's fine. My ears got used to them after just a couple days, and it's not painful at all. It's super good weight. So if you're someone who's interested in these, they'll be available on my website. The 31st on the website, if any are left that don't sell in person. And if they do all sell it in person, I will definitely be making more for the website because y'all love these. I just need to be able to get access to more square wire. Thank you very much. Next, I'm gonna go into the collection that I had, my second collection. So the first was the button collection. Now I've got this skull and cross collection where I made these silver crosses, reticulated them, which is when you heat up the metal, not enough that it fully melts, but enough that it starts to get bumpy, sort of melty, and then you stop, you take away the heat. And it gives it this incredible texture, this rough texture that's very natural to the metal as well. I love it when metal is acting like metal. It's not impersonating something else. You just allow the material to be. So that's what these crosses are. And they have little copper skulls in them that I've done. So it's kind of Golgotha motif. Place of the skull where Jesus was crucified, that's Golgotha. So that's why it's skull and cross. Golgotha reborn. So I've got earrings for those, which are cute. 2 pairs of these earrings. I have a bracelet with the same motif right here, just a little chain bracelet. Same pendant, but I've added 2 hoops to the sides so it sits on this bracelet nicely. There you are. And then I also made a pendant. Where is that? So then here's the pendant. I have a closer look at that. Little skull on the cross with this triple bail that I made. This thicker bail. I love that. And they're smaller pieces, so they're a little bit more affordable compared to some of the bigger stuff, I guess. I made this pin as well. I did 2 of them. One of them I'm keeping, which is on my hat. It's lived there ever since I made it. And the second one is available, 150 bucks. One of the prices I remember off the top of my head. Pretty substantial silver pin. It's like a Celtic cross with the circle and the cross, and then there's a silver skull. This one's a fully silver piece. I love that. So get one of these, match me, put it on your jacket, put it on your hat, whatever, put on your blazer. Beautiful pin. I want to go through a couple of these X's and O's ones, similar cross to the skull and cross ones, but here I've left it shiny and smooth, and then I've added these jump ring circles, so it's X's and O's, 1 large X and then a few O's. Your hugs and your kisses. And so there's just beautiful texture, some lines. It's a much more architectural piece than some of the other stuff I've made. So if you're into something that's a little bit, maybe less, a little more architectural, a little more lines and stuff like that, instead of something being that's representational, most of my work is, then this is for you. There is a bracelet and also earrings. I did some earrings on hooks, a classic dangling earring that I did, same as the fish. They're on hooks and they're just hanging. Beautiful, has a little bit more shine to it, catches the light. Very nice pieces right there. After that, I want to do this pendant. This was a cast pendant that I designed. This one's from last year, but I'm bringing it back for sale now. It's this heart with a cross in it, a Sacred Heart motif with 2 daggers sticking out the sides. Something I've been playing around with a little bit more. A brooch I made, but that one's not for sale, so you have to wait to see that. Yeah, here's a beautiful little, it says loved across the top, coming out of the heart with 2 daggers sticking out, and the hilts of the daggers are where the chain attaches. And then it's just on a beautiful chain. So that'll be available, a bit more of a substantial, a heavier piece. Next is this bracelet I made. Heavy bracelet, it's pretty cool though. I just wanna like get out for you here and show you how it opens, because it's just the feat of engineering that this bracelet is, I really like. So you can have stores like this, but it's all riveted together, so it comes apart to go around your wrist. And there you are. And here's your, and then it just hooks in on the rivet like that. Bada bing, bada boom. This is a beautiful rivet. This is the first one I made. It isn't quite as if I make more in the future, which means I've put it on a slight discount. So keep an eye out for that. It's still a pretty heavy, substantial piece, and I do love the construction of it. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, just the first one I made. So it's a kind of, I got a sample price on it. And sticking with bracelets, I've got 2 more bracelets to show you. First one is this cuff. You'll see I posted this on my account, kind of saying it'd be available at this craft sale. So here it is, this eagle cuff. Very reminiscent to the horse one that I made for myself. And I do think I'll make more horses in the future, but I wanted to try different animals. So I did this eagle, which I think is really pretty as well, as a soaring eagle. This is a pretty nice piece. Fan of it, I don't know what else to say. Beautiful chasing work. And the copper eagle really pops on top of the silver. I like that, playing with the metal like that. Next piece is this, like a bit of a heavier piece. It's this silver bone. I carved this out of wax and cast it. A few of them, and I used one of my castings to make this necklace, kind of a chunkier necklace, these big jump rings, bone on it. Yeah, awesome piece right here. If anyone wants this, it'll be available. It's got a shepherd's hook connection right there, or sort of an S connection. This is my largest piece I've ever done here in this bag. It can't really show off its majesty in the bag there like that, but it's again a fully reticulated piece, so the metal has that incredible texture to it. And then here, let me get out my sketchbook to remember what I named it, because pennant, here it is, my pennant streamer bracelet. There's a glimpse into my sketchbook when I'm designing these pieces. And then so a pennant streamer is those triangle flags that you'll see on ships or medieval settings like Ren fairs and stuff, or just other, I don't know, fairs, when it's all those triangle flags that are all connected to each other. And I've got them heat riveted together in this link connection that I designed myself. Not saying I'm the first to ever do it, but I engineered it myself. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And there's these beautiful citrine, 9 citrine stones set into them. Absolutely gorgeous. Just sits around the neck like that. This is my masterpiece. This one is not cheap, but if you're looking for a standout piece, there's something that's really gonna catch people's attention, this is it. It wears to a ball, a gala. It's got a little bit of edge to it. It's still got that natural flavor of the metal. It's reticulated from the heat, and it's oxidized from, well, really oxidized from oxygen is what it is, but sulfur, if you add sulfur to water and you put the silver in, it makes that natural oxidization happen a lot quicker. And that means that this is always gonna look like this. You buy something perfect, shiny silver, it's going to oxidize on its own, and then you're gonna have to do the upkeep. But something that's been designed intentionally oxidized keeps, it looks beautiful and perfect forever. Even as it ages, it continues to look intentional because it was designed with that aging process in mind. And that's what I love. Absolutely gorgeous. So here's this pennant streamer necklace, my kind of masterpiece. And then I've got 4 rings, and that's my entire collection. These rings were based off of when you win a competition, kind of horse riding, those ribbons that they get. That's what these rings are based off of. I've got one of them here, which has the tails. So there you go. And the one with the tails, it is a larger ring, this one. So if you're like, have some larger fingers, it'll look beautiful on your hands, a kind of big statement ring. Or it can be used to hold a scarf around your neck. So you can just wrap the scarf around your neck or a ribbon and then put the ends through the sterling silver ring, have it sit here, you wrap it through again. So Hermes scarf or any kind of thing like that, but they do a lot of that with the scarf stays. And this works, that is all, those are just rings, right? They're not actually anything special, they're just designed, the ring size is designed a little larger to fit the scarf. And that's what kind of this one is. I love it. And then I have 3 others, which would work for that as well. You can use any ring to hold a scarf, but the larger ones are a little bit better for that, I guess. But these 3 would look beautiful on your fingers as well. But they're just like the domes. They don't have the tails, so they're not as bulky as one with the tails, so they work a little bit better on your fingers. And they each have their own copper motif in the middle. This one, I don't even see through the plastic, but it's got a horseshoe. This one has an eagle's head, so just there. It's got a little eagle head inside of the ribbon. And this one here is a longhorned cow. I like all 3, but this might be my favorite of those 3. This longhorned cow one. Very cool. And that's everything. That was 25 items, 25 individual designs, more than 25 items, but 25 individual designs. And then a few of those have doubles or triples that I've made. So absolutely, not aesthetic, absolutely ecstatic to show you guys these. I hope you come and see them. Like I said, 28th through the 30th of November at the George Fred Gallery. 29th is my birthday, so I'm gonna be working down there on the 29th personally. On my birthday, come see me, say hi, buy something. And if you're not able to make it here to Fredericton, everything that's left will go up on the website. So I'm really stoked for that. Hope you guys are as well. Peace and love. Stay blessed.